Five, four, three, two, one. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of bum 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 dang 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 ding dong ding. This is Lights Camera Super Action. She is
Claudia, and he is
Victor, and today
Hello.
we're going to talk about Moon Knight episode 3. Let me give you a brief recap first. Moon Knight, in this episode, Moon Knight is like 2, 3, 4, 5 steps behind Arthur Harrow, who has the scarab, has already found Ammit's tomb, and he has just started digging. Moon Knight's so far behind, Stephen, Mark, and Khonshu, that they're asking for aid from the Egyptian gods. What do you like about this episode?
My favorite part is when Mark and Layla shared a quiet moment on a boat. They were able to have a heart-to-heart conversation.
That's so romantic.
They were even feeling nostalgic when they heard a song that reminded them of their wedding day. So, which gives me the hope that there might not be a divorce after all. What do you think?
They should. She should divorce Mark, and she should marry Steven.
Good idea, but it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Before you go into that, your theory seems to be right on the money. Tell us about it.
Okay. When Mark Spector was fighting, was having this fight scene with these 3 Ammit's worshippers, he was just fighting with them. I was not into killing or anything. Then he had like this short circuit or a glimpse, when a personality is gonna change to another, and then when he opens his eyes again, 2 of the 3 guys are dead, and he has a knife full of blood, and then in the reflection of the bloody knife, he asked Steven if he did it, and Steven said, "No, you did it," and he said, "No, I didn't do this." So yeah, apparently there is a 3rd personality. I'm willing to see it because he's kind of bloody guy.
Yeah, but the thing is that
he's a killer.
That there's another personality in the comics called his name is Jake Lockley. He's a cab driver, but the thing is that he wasn't a bloodthirsty killer like this guy seems to be.
A murderer.
So the question is, how many personalities does Mark Spector have? Well, yeah, there's supposed to be 4. In the comics, there's supposed to be 4. But there seems to be more because in the comics, originally, it was Jake Lockley, Stephen Grant, Mark Spector, the original, and Moon Knight. But here we have all 3 of those and Mr. Knight.
Yes.
And there seems to be, like you said, like your theory correctly says, that there's someone else, but this guy seems to be very dangerous and very bloodthirsty.
What did you like the most about this episode?
Finally we get to see Moon Knight fight thugs with guns. I was getting worried that he was only going to fight monsters, jackals, anthropomorphic jackals, supernatural beasties, that kind of thing. No. I grew up watching Moon Knight fight thugs with guns and masked people, that kind of thing. But I'm still getting used to. I'm still adjusting because I'm seeing a supernatural warrior, and Moon Knight was a street level kind of guy, a Batman type, a Daredevil type. So I'm kind of still I have mixed feelings about this because this is not the guy I grew up with, but I'm having fun. I'm still having fun. Anything else you like?
I loved when Khonshu and Mr. Knight made this guy go back in time 2,000 years to the specific night in which Senfu made his stars map. With that map, they will be able to pinpoint the exact location of Emmett's tomb. I like. Actually, what I noticed is that Mark and Khonshu, they finally recognize they need Layla and Steven's help to fulfill their mission. So, what didn't you like about this episode?
As I said before, I'm not used to seeing Moon Knight as a supernatural warrior. So seeing him impaled by spears once, twice, three times, four spears in his body and no blood, it was weird. It was so weird to see that. So I'm not. I don't know. I've got mixed feelings about this. As I said, I'm enjoying the episodes, all three of them. But this is the one I liked least. Maybe because of that. And well, let's see what happens in episode 4. Was there anything that you didn't like about this episode?
I didn't like the Egyptian trial.
Okay.
We see that Khonshu summons the Egyptian gods through their avatars to judge Arthur Harrow from trying to bring Emmett to this world. But the accuser could not prove the case. Arthur just turned the tables on him by calling him unhinged. Mark could have said that Arthur had a tattoo that marks him as an Emmett's worshipper. What do you think about that?
Well, he didn't say it because he didn't know. It was Steven who saw the tattoo at work
All right.
in episode 1. That's why Mark did not know. And yes, the Egyptian gods called Khonshu unhinged, but they also said that Mark had problems, mental problems,
and when he was unwell,
and that Khonshu was taking advantage of that. So yeah, I see what you mean. That why you didn't like it.
The decision was too quick. I mean, they didn't give the chance to think about it or go through the case. They just believe in Arthur Harrow in a blind way. It's like
they were like too naive.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
It was too fast.
Maybe you're right.
They were not acting like gods or something, but whatever.
Well, gods seem to have the same failings of human beings, just on a bigger scale. Okay, now that we have reached the midpoint, what are your expectations for episode 4?
Before going to that part, I would like to mention that this episode is dedicated to French actor Gaspard Ulliel, who plays Anton Mogart's Midnight Man. It's important to add that Gaspard Ulliel passed away on January 19th of this year at the age of 38. Talking about Midnight Man, are you familiar with this character?
Yeah, no, I'm not. This is his very first appearance by Doug Mensch and Bill Sienkiewicz. Midnight Man is basically an art thief. He's into antiquities and robbing, as you can tell, that's a Mona Lisa in the back. So he likes to rob major art pieces. Moon Knight's Rogue Gallery is not comparable to Batman or Spider-Man. But yeah, he's one of the more interesting characters in his Rogues Gallery. So what are your expectations for episode 4?
Well, I want to see the Midnight Man, and for some reason, I'm thinking about Kang the Conqueror. I don't know why.
Kang the Conqueror.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds a little bit far-fetched.
Mm-hmm.
He showed up in Loki, but it's not really that crazy because longtime comic book readers know that Kang the Conqueror was a 31st century guy who went back in time and became Pharaoh Ramatut. So he has a big connection with Egypt. So it's not that crazy. So
Well, so what do you want to see in episode 4?
by the next episode, I expect that I didn't see heavy equipment, I didn't see a digger, so I don't think Harrow's dig, architectural dig, will be that far advanced when Moon Knight reaches him. But I want to see what Mark Spector and Steven can do without Khonshu's powers, without his backup, because Khonshu has been turned to stone. Therefore, he has. You saw Steven lose his mask while he was doing the sky thing. You have a theory.
Well, I think there's still magic inside him, something similar to when Delilah cut off Sansom's hair and he lost his strength, but he got it back after praying to God. So, Mark, Steven, Mr. Knight, Moon Knight, or whoever he is after next Wednesday has a chance to get something from Khonshu.
That's funny. Oh my God. You can tell that we watched Samson and Delilah last night.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have nothing else to add. So this was
is Lights,
Camera
Super
Action.
Action. See you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.